Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name's Rhiannon and in today's video I'm going to be reading a book that was chosen for me by you guys. Some of you may know that I have been in the world's worst reading slump since the start of this year, and I've just felt a bit out of sync with reading and the book community as well, because obviously I've been quite distant and I've really missed it. I really missed chatting with you guys, interacting with all of you, and a kind of miracle happened last night, let's say, and I wanted to pick up a fantasy book. I know, crazy, right? No, but honestly, I haven't picked up a fantasy book since February, I want to say. It's been quite a long time, and I think the only fantasy book I've actually read this year has been Tower of Dawn by Sarah J Maas. So what I decided to do was give you guys the option to choose a book for me. So I gave you the option of 4 different books. I will pop up a little photo on screen right now. I think we had A River Enchanted, Daughter of the Moon Goddess, These Hollow Vows, and Jade Fire Gold. That poll has now finished. I have checked the results, and I want to say unsurprisingly, because this is the one that I thought most people would vote for. So the poll has now finished. We do have the final results. We had 60 votes, which is a lot, so thank you to everyone who voted in this poll. If you would like to vote in any other future polls that I do, please do make sure that you are following me on Twitter, because that is normally where I post these kind of spontaneous polls that I do. My handle is @welshreader, and the link to my Twitter page is in the description box as well. So these were the results. A River Enchanted got 20%, Daughter of the Moon Goddess got 40%, These Hollow Vows got 25%, and Jade Fire Gold got 15%. So there we have it. Daughter of the Moon Goddess by Su Lin Tan won the poll, and this is the book that I'm going to be reading in this vlog. All I really know about this one is that it's inspired by Chinese mythology, which honestly I don't really need to know much more. That already has me intrigued because I haven't really read any Chinese mythology before, and I feel like this could open up that door for me. I'm definitely interested in learning more about the culture and mythology, so that is definitely a plus. Also, this is the Stunning Fairy Loot edition, which I'm just obsessed with. This book is just all round perfection. Look at that art, you guys. I mean, have you seen anything more beautiful? I don't think so. But the synopsis for this one reads, "There are many legends about my mother. Raised on the moon, Xingyin was unaware she was being hidden from the Celestial Emperor, who exiled her mother for stealing the elixir of immortality. But when her magic flares and Xingyin's existence is discovered, she is forced to flee her home, leaving her mother behind. Alone, powerless, and afraid, Xingyin makes her way to the Celestial Kingdom, a land of wonder and secrets. In disguise, she trains alongside the Emperor's son, mastering archery and magic, despite the passion which flames between them. To rescue her mother, Xingyin embarks on a quest, confronting legendary creatures and vicious enemies. But when forbidden magic threatens the kingdom, Xingyin must challenge the ruthless Emperor, leaving her torn between losing all she loves or plunging the realm into chaos." And then it just says here, "Inspired by the legend of Chang'e, the moon goddess, this captivating debut weaves Chinese mythology into a sweeping adventure of love and family, immortals, and magic." So this sounds like it's going to be right up my street. The only problem that I'm having now is the fact that I essentially need to read a 500+ page book in a day. So this might turn into a kind of 24-hour readathon vlog, because the Magical Hopathon is starting on Monday. It is currently Saturday, however I do need to edit my TBR for that, which I have just filmed, and I believe that my cousin and her partner are coming round tonight. We're going to order some Chinese food, and I think we're also going to watch No Way Home, because that has just been released and we desperately want to watch it again. So I don't think I'm going to have a lot of free time tonight to read this book. However, what I might do, I might start it now, because it is 4 o'clock, so if I can read for about an hour, I can then edit until my cousin arrives and then go from there. But I definitely want to start this today. I'm so excited to do so. I've been wanting to pick this up since I unboxed it in my Fairy Loot, so a massive thank you to all of you guys for choosing this for me. Not sure how this vlog is going to go, but I am going to read and finish this book in this vlog. Whether it carries on into next week or not will be another thing, but I will give you guys my thoughts and opinions whilst I read this book, and I will of course check in other clips of my life in as well. Also guys, I just want to show you how I've been sat throughout this update, because it is the cutest thing. So I'm just going to turn you around. We have a Kiwi down here. She has been moving around, so sorry if you could hear that, but yeah, she is just lying on me here. She definitely has been wanting some attention, and she's obviously too cute to move. So yeah, here's my little mate that has been down here throughout this entire clip, and isn't she just the cutest thing? I absolutely love her, but not gonna lie, my back does kill now, so I am gonna end this clip here, and I'll chat to you guys once I've started the book. guys, so I'm not gonna lie to you, it is very late on Sunday now. I think it's around 5 o'clock and I'm only just sitting down to update this vlog again. I didn't end up reading anything last night. I decided to focus on editing my magical readathon TBR just so that I could get it up in time today, which I have. As I mentioned, my cousin also came round with her partner. We ordered Chinese and watched Spider-Man No Way Home. It was such a lovely evening, but we ordered our Chinese at 7:30, I want to say, and it wasn't delivered until 10 o'clock. So we had a very late Chinese and I didn't actually manage to eat half of my food. I didn't touch my chicken curry. I only made a slight dent in the rest of the food that you saw because what I ordered was a kind of banquet for one person because I'm so indecisive and can't choose one set meal that I want from a Chinese. I kind of like to have little bits of everything, so I thought the banquet would be perfect. However, when it got here and I realised the size of it, I knew I wasn't going to finish it. So I'm gonna have some of that reheated tonight because it was absolutely lovely, but obviously it was 10 o'clock. I wasn't really that hungry anymore. I ate what I could and I just had to give in. So I've got a lot of food left to get through today, but honestly I'm not mad about it because Chinese the day after is even better, if anything, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. So essentially I didn't get any reading done last night. Same goes for today really. I proof-watched my TBR video just to make sure that everything was okay. I set it to upload and then I worked on the thumbnail and the captions and things like that, who to tag, where to place the cards, and before I knew it, it was 12 o'clock and that video was going live. I then took Kiwi for a walk, which ended up being quite a big walk actually because I just felt like I needed to get out, I needed to move, I wanted to spend time with Kiwi out in the fresh air, and so that's what I did. And then I came back, sat down as you will have seen, and finally read some of this book. And guys, I'm loving this so far, which I'm actually kind of shocked about because I've been in a massive slump. I wasn't sure if this was going to be one for me, but just from the very first paragraph I knew that I was going to love this book. So I'm just going to read it out to you because it's just beautiful and I feel like you all need to hear it because I feel like it will make a lot of you want to pick this book up. So it reads, "There are many legends about my mother. Some say she betrayed her husband, a great mortal warrior, stealing his elixir of immortality to become a goddess. Others depict her as an innocent victim who swallowed the elixir whilst trying to save it from thieves. Whichever story you believe, my mother Chang'e became immortal, as did I. I remember the stillness of my home. It was just myself, a loyal attendant named Ping'er, and my mother residing on the moon. We lived in a palace built from shining white stone, with columns of mother of pearl and a sweeping roof of pure silver. Its vast rooms were filled with cinnamon wood furniture, the spicy fragrance wafting through the air. A forest of white osmanthus trees surrounded us with a single laurel in its midst, bearing luminous seeds with an ethereal shimmer. No wind nor bird, not even my hands could pluck them. They cleave to the branches as steadfastly as stars to the sky." Doesn't that just make you want to read the rest of this book? I feel like it's just the perfect balance of being whimsical and being fantastical for me at the minute. I would even go as far as to say that the writing in this is similar to the writing in Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. It just instantly transports you into this world. It describes everything so vividly that you can actually picture it and find yourself wanting to go there. And yeah, I'm just loving it so much so far. Of course, this vlog is going to be spoiler free, so I can't go into too much about the story and my thoughts and things like that, but one thing I will say in here is that we do have some sort of trials introduced, which I had no clue that was going to happen, and I really did enjoy that, but I really do wish that we saw more of that and that was kind of focused on more, because these trials happened, we see them happen, it's meant to be this big kind of event for the people in this world, and it's kind of over in about 2 pages, which was so annoying because I really wanted to see more of that. I feel like the author definitely could have spent more time and detail going through the different tasks that each of these candidates had to complete in order to win this trial, but unfortunately she didn't and it was brushed over quite quickly. However, this is a big book, so I understand that you might not necessarily want to spend that much time on something that might not be particularly relevant. However, I thought that personally it was a big part of the story and that everything happened a bit too quickly quickly and conveniently for the main character to get her to where she is now. So that's all I'm gonna say about that one. Love trials in books, you guys know that, but I just wish that we got to see more of that and that it wasn't over so quickly and that they weren't as easy as they were. Apart from that though, I have nothing bad to say about this one so far. I'm really enjoying it. I'm finding it quite easy to read, which is definitely something that I'm appreciating at the minute, and I do just love the characters and the world especially. I find this world to be so interesting. We have a load of different types of magics, and the people in this kind of celestial kingdom are all immortal as well, so it's so interesting to see the kind of hierarchy behind that and the way that their society lives, because obviously being immortal, they have all the time in the world to do whatever they want to do. And so yeah, it's very interesting to see that dynamic, to see how people influence one another, and to see which kind of worlds or sections of this world are considered to be better than others as well. I do just find it really interesting. Our characters as well, I do love them. We have Xingyin and Li Wei, and I'm really interested in their relationship so far. It's definitely more of a platonic one at the minute, but personally I do think that it's going to progress into something romantic, which I'm not too mad about if it's done right. I'm just hoping it's not thrown in our faces all of a sudden and there's no kind of build up to it. But so far in these first 100 pages, I'm loving these two together. They are so funny. They just bounce off each other brilliantly, and I'm really enjoying seeing them work together. Apart from that though, I don't have too much more to say about this one, but I am going to carry on reading this tonight. I'm hoping to get quite a good chunk of it read. I've currently read 100 pages as you can see here, but I do have all of these pages left to read. So what I've decided to do, I've decided to kind of give myself a cheat card here. You guys know I've been talking about the Magical Hopathon. I'm so excited for that readathon and I really cannot wait for it to start. It does start tomorrow, and one of the first prompts you have to complete is your park entrance ticket. Now in my TBR video I have mentioned that I want to read Gallant by V.E. Schwab, but what I might do is I might change the book that I want to read to this one instead, because obviously this is a book that's been calling to me. It was an option in the poll and you guys did choose it, and I'm having such a good time with this one so far. I don't really want to rush through it or put it down and pick up something else, so I am gonna bend the rules slightly here. I'm not sure if Rachel will mind, because she has said that this readathon is quite lenient in the fact that you don't have to stick to certain rules and things like that. You can work around it to fit the books you want to read in it, so I'm hoping that is the case. Obviously with me being in a reading slump since the start of the year, I don't want to put down a book that I'm enjoying and potentially picking something else up that I'm not going to enjoy as much. So because I'm in the moment with this one, because I'm enjoying it and want to continue on, I'm going to use this book as my park entrance ticket, and hopefully I can still read Gallant. It will just be for a different prompt, or I'll just throw it in there for a bit of fun if I complete the rest of the books for the readathon. So that is how I'm going to work with this one. I'm going to make this a priority and I'm going to read it tonight and obviously tomorrow as well. Now I'm going to carry it over into the start of Magical Hopathon, and that has just made me feel so much better about it. It's a lot less pressure for me now to sit down and finish it all in one go. I can take my time with it, I can absorb the story a bit more, get immersed in it, and hopefully that will make me love it even more as well. So that is the plan. I will probably update you guys as soon as I've hit another 100 pages. So once I get to part 2 maybe, or the 200 page mark, we'll see. I think I will update you. I'm not going to put in any kind of b-roll footage in before then, because this has been heavy on the b-roll so far anyway. So the next clip you see will be another update from yours truly, so I will chat to you guys once I've read some more. Right, it's a little while later now and I have gotten up to page 176, which is about halfway through chapter 14. So I've made a little bit of progress but not too much, and to be honest nothing much has really happened in these next 70 odd pages, and I mean that in terms of plot. We've actually had quite a lot of character interactions and I guess character development, or rather character scenes, and to be honest they've just kind of made me a bit angry. I'm still loving the writing style, I'm still loving how fast this is to get through in terms of reading pace. However, what I don't appreciate is that these character interactions are just happening so quickly, and they go from being friends to being lovers to being enemies to being friends to being lovers to being enemies. It's all kind of repetitive and it doesn't really seem to have an end goal, and what's frustrating is if these characters just sat down and kind of shared their problems with one another and shared their reasonings behind some choices choices, then it would probably not be a problem at all, but because they don't, it's really frustrating, and they're both kind of left feeling angry at the other. So obviously I'm not going to spoil anything, but our characters were at point A where I was happy with it, then they went to point B, which I was okay with but not massively fussed, and now we've come to point C where it's like everything is flipped on its head in the span of about 10 pages, and we don't really get any real explanation for things. It seems like the author wanted one of our characters to be in a different place or to move on from the setting that they are currently in. And so this was the best option that she came up with. That's what it feels like anyway. It feels like this whole kind of turn in these characters has been in order to get one of the characters from where they are now to, I guess, where they need to be in order for the rest of this story to take place, because one of the characters is now out of the situation that they were in. They have joined the army and are kind of living life away from the rest of society and the higher ups. So it's really interesting to see that aspect. It's cool to see the training and things like that, but in terms of the way we got there, I just wasn't too keen. I felt like it was quite rushed, and as I mentioned, I don't think there was any real explanation behind it as to why these two characters acted the way that they did and why one of them has now decided to go completely off on their own. So it's just left me a little bit more confused. I'm still really enjoying it, but that has definitely affected my enjoyment of it, because I was just kind of rolling my eyes and I was thinking, this is quite convenient now, this is quite quickly wrapped up. I would like to see more resolution, I guess, between certain characters before they move on from each other to different places. I don't know, I think I'm rambling now. Still enjoying it, but that has definitely thrown me off a bit. I'm hoping that now that these characters are, I guess, where they're meant to be, that the plot will kind of thicken a bit, because I still don't really know what the plot is. I am a little bit nervous though, because as I mentioned, I'm 176 pages in and this book is over 500 pages, I believe. Yeah, it's just over 500 pages, and I don't know where we're going to go from here. I also don't know if this is going to be a series, if it's going to be a duology or what. I'm definitely going to have to look that up, but I don't think it is going to be a standalone. I definitely think there's going to be some sort of continuation to this, because it seems like a pretty complex story to wrap up in this amount of pages, especially as we're almost 200 pages in and still nothing much has actually happened yet, and I don't actually know where the story is going. So those are my thoughts at the minute. I think I'm gonna take a short break away from this book now. I might watch some YouTube, booktube, things like that, just to kind of clear my head a little bit, and then I'm planning on joining Chloe's reading sprints tonight. It is a Sunday, she always has her Sunday sprints, and I definitely think those will help me settle down and get through some more of this book. Not gonna lie though, I am quite tired right now. You can probably tell I'm not my usual self. I'm definitely feeling it tonight, and I don't know if that's because I've actually sat down and read a lot today, and obviously I haven't done that in a while, so that might be taking a toll on me. I'm not too sure, but I'm gonna join Chloe's sprints anyway. I might have a bath, and honestly I'm just planning on having a really chilled night, so I will update you guys in the morning once something interesting has happened in this book. Hello, so it is very late now on Monday, and essentially I haven't really been doing much today except for reading this book, and I didn't really have too many thoughts on it, so I decided not to film any clips because the last thing I want is for this vlog to be way too long and for me to be very repetitive, especially giving some updates when I really don't need to. But I am now up to page 355, so I'm up to chapter 29, and I feel like now it's definitely going to get a lot more fast paced because our characters have all been put in a situation where a lot is at stake, and I feel like this is going to be quite impossible for them. However, saying that, one of the reasons that I wasn't updating before is that I've been struggling a bit with the middle of this book. I feel like a lot has happened, but it's brushed over really quickly, and everything for these characters is very convenient. So they'll be placed in a situation or something will happen and they just kind of magically get out of it without much explanation or exploration or detail, and I just think it would have been better if we focused on less things, made the problems a bit bigger and a bit more challenging to actually face, and then you would kind of believe more in the danger and the story and these characters. However, we're not seeing that. We're just seeing these characters face all these incredible things and do it as if it was just a walk in the park. So that's definitely a gripe I have with this book. Definitely something that I've noticed throughout, and something that I'm starting to get annoyed at a little bit because it's just a constant thing. And obviously I'm not going to go into spoilers, but one of the characters has literally come from nothing and is now like the most famous person ever in this world, the most renowned for their achievements, and it's just quite unbelievable. Like, it could work but not as fast as it has, and not to the extent. So I am a little bit annoyed at that. Also, I do just want to say as well, everyone seems to fall in love with this main character. I haven't met a single male character yet that hasn't fallen in love with this girl. So if you're like me and not too keen on romance in your books, especially when there is a kind of love triangle thing going on, then maybe you won't enjoy the middle section of this book. But as I said, I have a feeling that this point onwards things are going to change, and I'm saying that because I have a prediction that one of these main characters is going to turn out to be evil in some sort of way. I have a feeling that they are pretending to be someone that they're not. I have a feeling that they are evil at heart, or they have some different opinions to the other characters, and I feel like something is definitely going to happen where we see some rebellion against this character, because I don't think that we're going to see any conflict anywhere else in this book. So it can only mean that one of these characters is going to betray the group in some way, and not gonna lie, I'm very interested to see that. I'm very interested to see the dynamics change and how certain characters react and what this ultimately means for the people involved and the whole world, especially as it could kind of shift the balance possibly. And I would even go as far to say that this person is something to do with the demons and the demon realm in this book. I feel like he's going to be pretty high up there, possibly a royal figure. I don't know. Obviously this is just speculation. I have no idea what's going to happen, and I'm trying to keep it as spoiler free as I can without mentioning character names and things like that, but I feel like there's going to be a betrayal. I feel like I know who it is, and I'm just hoping that it turns out the way that I want it to. I'm hoping that it's a massive kind of thing for all characters involved, and I'm hoping that that gives us some sort of direction for the end of this book or the next book, if there is going to be a next book. I still haven't even looked that up, but I'm sensing now with about 140 odd pages left, if we do get this betrayal and this big conflict, I'm not sure that that's going to be enough pages to wrap everything up nicely. So I guess we'll see how it goes. I am currently watching Rachel from Rachel Carris's reading sprints as well, because it is the first day of the Magical Hopathon. As I mentioned previously, I have managed to fit this one into the Magical Hopathon and my TBR, so this works out perfectly. But yes, I've not read that much during these last two sprints because I went to Morrison's to do a bit of a shop and then we had our tea. But now I'm definitely ready to sit down and power through this book, and I'm hoping to finish this now. I'm hoping to read it all in one sitting so that I can update this vlog with my final thoughts, give you guys my rating, and see whether I actually recommend you pick it up. So that's the plan. I'm gonna go downstairs now, sit with Tom. He's gonna be on his Xbox, and I'm just gonna carry on watching the sprints and read as much as I can. Okay, I know I'm in exactly the same spot, but I promise you that I've been away for a while and I've come back to tell you that but I have in fact finished this book. So when I was filming my clip earlier, I did mention that I was currently sprinting with Rachel over at Rachel Kerris. I wasn't co-hosting or anything, but I was watching the sprints and participating in them as well, and they actually really helped me tonight. So a massive thank you to Rachel for hosting some reading sprints. Sorry, Kiwi has entered the frame and she is being a bit annoying down here, but I love her, so I'll put up with her for now. Anyway, the sprints ended. I had 50 odd pages left of this book and I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna sit down now and finish it, and that's what I did. Luckily the ending was very fast paced, so I found myself reading it a lot quicker than I had read the majority of this book. I was flying through it. I felt like I was turning a page every other second, and yeah, I was just completely swept up in the action and the events that were unfolding, which is really good because, as I mentioned, there was a bit of a lull during the middle of this book that obviously wasn't great, but the ending definitely packed a punch and it did sort of save it for me. Again, I don't want to spoil anything, so I can't go into things too much, but I will just say what I mentioned earlier. I called it. I completely called it. So I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing because I kind of saw this thing coming. I'm not going to say to what extent I was right because I don't want to plant any ideas in your head before you dive into this. If you are planning on reading it at all, that is. But yeah, I did have some predictions that came true for this one. I'm not too mad about it because it wasn't glaringly obvious. I just had a feeling about it. And you know what they say, trust your gut. And yeah, I definitely did whilst reading this, but everything was wrapped up pretty nicely. I definitely think that this could be a standalone. However, I have seen that it's getting a sequel. I'm not sure if it's going to be a duology or if there's going to be anything further than that, because on Goodreads it does have 3 books, I think, listed on the author's page that does kind of involve the same words, I suppose, as we get in this book. So it's something titled like the Celestial something, and obviously we have the Celestial Emperor in here. They are essentially the whole rulers of this world, so I'm thinking that there might be a spin-off or something like that as well. So honestly, I'm not too sure, but this book can definitely be read as a standalone. I'd be more than happy to leave the story here now. I felt satisfied with the ending, even though it does have the potential to go further, which obviously it is doing. I felt like these characters' story could have ended here, but I will definitely pick up the next book when it comes out. I believe it's coming out later this year actually, so I'll definitely have that pre-ordered, or I'll wait to see if Fairy Loot do a matching special edition version of that book, which I'm sure they will. But yeah, the ending saved that one for me. The rating I've given this one is a 3.5 stars. As you saw, I loved the beginning of this book and I stand by the fact that the writing in here is absolutely beautiful, but I feel like after that first initial 60 pages nothing really happened, and then everything happened at once and it was way too fast and it was way too convenient. And then we got to the end where everything kind of tied together. We saw some character development, we saw some conflict, and we had a resolution as well. So all in all, I think there was just an imbalance in the plot, and that's what I've mentioned mostly in my little review on Twitter. And when I mean little, literally all I wrote is that I finished my first book of the Magical Hopathon and have now entered the park. And then go on to say, Daughter of the Moon Goddess got 3.5 stars from me. The writing is beautiful, but I wanted less romance and more of a plot. Essentially what I've been saying throughout this video. But yeah, I'd love to see more of a plot in this and more things in detail and less of a focus on the romance, because at some point I was kind of rolling my eyes. I was wanting to skip ahead a little bit just to skip all of the romancy bits that weren't really necessary, because we've kind of just gone in circles the whole time, but that's kind of irrelevant now. I don't want to go off on a tangent. But yeah, I would definitely have loved some more exploration of the plot. I feel like that's the main thing that was lacking, unfortunately, even though, as I keep mentioning, a load of stuff went on. It's just that they were brushed over so quickly or just referred to really quickly by one character, sort of like, oh, we did this last week, and then, oh, that was fun when we did this, do you remember? And then it was never brought up again. So that's the only thing I'd say about this book. All in all though, it's a beautiful one. I'm not just talking about its physical appearance. The writing is stunning. The mythology in this is also beautifully told. I'm so interested to delve deeper into the Chinese mythology now and explore some of their different stories and original tales. I think that will be so lovely to do and so fun as well to see different tales told from different cultures, and I'm so glad that this book introduced me to that. I don't want to ramble on any further because I feel like this vlog is a bit of a mess. I don't quite know how it's gone, but honestly I had such a fun time filming this for you. Please do let me know if you like this video, if you'd like to see more of these types of videos where I choose a few books that I'm interested in but then give you the power to control which one I actually read. I feel like that's the best way to get me to actually sit down and read something, especially if I'm filming a reading vlog for it, because I've read this chunk of a book in 2 days, I want to say. I feel like my timing is right there, and I definitely wouldn't have done that if I wasn't filming this vlog. And that's not to say I'm forcing myself to read, because obviously you guys didn't know that I was filming this vlog. I just spontaneously decided to do it as a fun little video, and I hope that you maybe got something out of this as well. But yeah, please do let me know in the comments down below whether you'd like to see more of these videos, and if you would, please don't forget to follow me on Twitter. That is where I will be posting these polls when I do them. My handle is @welshreader. It will be on screen for you now, and the link to my Twitter is always in the description box below as well. If you've made it this far into the video and you'd like to let me know that you're still here, please do leave me a moon emoji down in the comments. It can be a full moon, a crescent moon, that creepy moon emoji with the eyes and the smile, anything you fancy to represent this book. I say it all the time, but seeing you guys comment the emoji of the video truly does mean the world to me, and it blows me away every single time when I see people have sat down and watched the video all the way through. So please go ahead and do that if you're still here. Whilst you're down in the comments, please don't forget to click the like button if you like this video, and the subscribe button if you'd like to see more content from me. Thank you guys so much for watching. It truly does mean the world to me, and I will see you soon in my next video. Goodbye!